Welcome to Voice Terms Dictionary by Franco Tenelli. Part 1. Acoustic projection. This term implies to a voice ability to be heard without a microphone through big or small orchestras or particular instruments like piano. Projection of the voice will objectively depend on the frequency, often called high vocal formanta, or amount of chiaro in one's voice. All professionally trained classical singers have chiaroscuro in their voices, and their voices should be able to carry through acoustic holes without microphones. So-called chamber voices are able to carry through small acoustic holes or churches. Operatic voices should be able to carry through bigger holes and orchestras. Everything is relative in this world, and voices are not exceptions. Though operatic voices are considered to be the most projective voices of them all, they fall into 6 main categories. First one, ultra-lyric voices. Among them, so-called baryton Martin or tenore di grazia. Among famous tenore di grazias was tenor Tito Schipa. These voices are usually very good at recitals and some limited repertoire at the opera. Second, lyric. Third, full lyric. Fourth, lirico-drammatico. Fifth, heroic. And sixth, dramatic. German Helden tenor is usually more powerful than Italian heroic tenor and equals in power with Italian dramatic tenor. It's not just simple misunderstanding of the voices. The difference lies in the style of singing. Italian heroic tenors like Radames, Manrico, or Andrea Chenier are more noble in character, but less expressive than Italian dramatic tenors like Canio or Otello. Very typical example of Italian heroic tenor is Franco Corelli. Very typical example of Italian dramatic tenor is Giuseppe Giacomini. Typical example of a German Helden tenor is Loritz Melchior. Another quality that true dramatic voice requires is a certain dark quality in his voice. Darker voices are usually less projective than brighter voices. Therefore, true dramatic voices are very rare, especially nowadays, because technically speaking, amount of scuro, or darkness in the voice, should be balanced with amount of chiaro, or brightness. Most of the very dark voices are usually woofy. That means that amount of scuro is not really balanced with amount of chiaro. When we're talking about singing in real acoustics, without microphones, these voices will never be able to sing dramatic roles. They will be simply swallowed by the orchestra, unless they're mic'd. When mic'd, they sound dark and powerful. Today's technology gives the way for such manipulations. But it has nothing to do with true acoustic projection. Among professional opera singers, these voices are sometimes called big small voices. Big because they sound big in a small room or with a microphone, because simply they don't have abilities to project in acoustic places, unless they're mic'd. The question is, are dramatic voices born, or it's a technique that makes them dramatic? Enrico Caruso, according to his first teacher, was first characterized as tenore di grazia, or very small lyric voice, and later was able to convert his voice into lirico-drammatico. Russian dramatic tenor Atlantov had the same experience. The question is, what makes the voice? Technique or natural abilities? Experience shows that some lyric baritons can be turned into dramatic tenors, or vice versa. Or, as example, you can have a weak baritone voice, but if you try to sing a tenor and you have a certain technique, you can be turned into a powerful tenor voice. Potentialities of our voice lies in the natural abilities of our resonance, thickness of vocal cords, their length, and other characteristics. It also lies in abilities of our ear to hear certain frequencies. Inconsistency may occur in natural ability of a singer and his ear or taste. For example, if you have natural ability to be a bass, so you have a long neck or a low natural larynx position, you have long vocal cords, but you like higher voices. And in that case, you might be very well singing in a tenor's range and therefore missing the power and projection of your natural voice. Just try to put violin strings on the contrabass and you will see how poorly it will sound. Or even playing contrabass with its own strings, but in a tessitura which usually lies for violin. You may very soon get tired and even damage your fingers. The same thing can happen to your voice if you don't respect your natural abilities. To know how to discover your natural abilities, watch my video How to Discover One's Natural Voice. That was Franco Tenelli's Vocal Terms Dictionary, Projection.